Hi team! Today I want to go over some very brief instructions on how to format your paper so that you have all the formatting ready to submit your final draft of Project 1. So here you see I have two windows open. I have Voyant already loaded with the screens that I want to use for my imaginary paper. And then I have my imaginary paper, which is actually a student paper from a previous semester. So the first thing that you want to do is make sure that you have the screenshots ready on Voyant. So I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to hit Command-Shift-4 to take a screenshot of this section over here. And perhaps I also want to use contexts, so I'm going to take a screenshot of this other section. If you're on a Windows computer and you want to know how to take screenshots, send me a message on Discord. It's very easy. I can walk you through how to do that too. There's a couple more steps, but it's still very easy. So I'm going to go back now to my paper. Where did it go? Bear with me for a second. Paper has vanished. There we go. So I'm going to go back to this paper and I'm going to format it with some basic MLA formatting requirements. The first thing that we want is the course information and your information on the top left of the page. And this will be single spaced, not double spaced. So English 295, Professor Silva, Project 1, your name, date. And that's the information that we want on here, just on the first page. So this should not be a header. It should just be manually typed on the first page of the paper. Then we're going to go to Insert, Header and Footer if you're using this version of Word. If you're using a different version of Word, it will still be Insert, but it will go directly to page number. And here we're going to select page number. We're going to select top of the page. The alignment is correct. We click OK. This automatically numbers every page on your paper. But you have one more step for MLA requirements. You're going to double click, tab over to the number, and put your last name next to the page. And this is an MLA requirement for your formatting. When you're ready, close. And this, again, will also be on every page of your paper. The second thing you want to make sure that you do is anytime that you cite a line of text from Whitney, that you have line numbers cited. So for instance, over here, this student says, in Whitney's The Mornings When You Rise, the speaker says, quote, "Forget not to commend yourselves to God, beseeching him from dangers to defend," end quote. After this quote, we actually want a line. So whatever line number here, line 5, line 6, whatever line is in that poem. With every new poem, remember, we start the count from 1 all over again, and that's a correct citation. If you're using any other external sources, no matter where you went to do your research, even if you paraphrase but didn't direct quote, keep in mind, those references should be cited in your paper. Otherwise, we're talking about an issue with academic integrity. Then here's an example of a screenshot that's already inserted into the paper. You can put your screenshots in the paper itself, in the middle, or toward the top. So I'm going to just show you wherever you want to do. We're going to go back to Insert. Pictures is the selection we want to make. Picture from File. If you're working from Windows, that might say Picture from your computer or something similar. And then that's going to load the downloads or the upload screen, sorry. In this case, all my screenshots are automatically saved to my desktop. If you're working on a Mac, that's probably true for you as well. So I'm going to select the screenshot that I just took, click Insert, and there it is on my paper. If you just want one illustrative screenshot at the top, you can do that too. It'll be up to you where you want to place your screenshots. But that's it. You're all set with the screenshot over here. And then finally, the last thing you want to make sure that you do is that you have a works cited page at the end of your paper. This should be on its own page, regardless of whether your paper ended at the bottom of the page or not. And the way to do that is to hit Command Return or control return, control enter, and that gives us a new page that is automatically set aside from the rest of the paper. In your works cited list, I already took this note, so I'm just going to paste it. You want to create a citation for the precise student edition of Whitney that we read in class. So we don't want to have a general citation for Isabella Whitney from any book out on the internet. So if you use something like EasyBib, you won't be able to simply pull whatever search result comes out. We want to cite the precise edition that we used. And again, there's no requirements for additional outside research for this paper, but if you consulted any sources to create, for instance, your introduction, if you are using biographical information about Whitney that you took from a source, even if that source was me, even if that source was the very student edition we read or something else, it should be cited in the paper and it should show up on your works cited list. And that's it. Whenever you're ready, you can save your paper and it's properly formatted. If you have specific questions regarding how to do this on Windows computers or how to do this in any other particular format, please get in touch.